Hey guys, welcome back to this new video. In this video, we are going to talk about the DJI's Osmo Action. That's basically the very first attempt of DJI in the territory of action cameras. In fact, they have made other cameras as well, which in fact counts the DJI's Pocket series, DJI Osmo Pocket 2 and all those things, which are basically the handheld cameras with the mechanical stabilization. But this one, what we call as Osmo Action. So this is basically the camera which has the electronic image stabilization, what they call as RockSteady mode. So RockSteady mode is basically a combination of electronic image stabilization and also some algorithms which help it to deliver the shake-free video. We are basically going to take a look at some technical specifications of this camera, and also we will be capturing some samples so that you guys will have a fair idea of how the camera performs. Before we proceed further, just a disclaimer that the action cameras are actually not meant for the indoor lighting. These are meant for the natural lighting conditions, and they may perform pretty bad or a bit good inside as well. So the performance may be pretty bad inside because these lenses are not meant for the indoor lighting. Also in the indoor lighting, you may see a bit of flickering because in India it's like the electricity goes on 50 Hertz, the frequency is 50 Hertz, so which somehow clashes with the performance of the camera. You may see a bit of flickering as well if you are recording indoors. But yeah, I think enough lighting will help you to do that, and also you can adjust the settings manually, which may help you to reduce the flickering, because yeah, there's a bit of calculation for that. But for now, let's see what we have in the box. So let's take a look what all we have in the box. Since I have been using it from a couple of days for testing, so we can, I think, directly grab the things out. There's this camera. It comes with this factory case. There's no option to mount any other accessory on this one because this is the factory case. We also have a box of accessories which contains few things. There's a USB Type-C cable, there's a battery case, and there are some mounts, flat mount and curved mount, along with the quick release base, and it has the locking screw as well. Along with this, there is some literature that you can take a look at if you are interested for setting it up and all those things. In here we have the battery, which is 1300 mAh. So we just need to insert the battery. In order to open the camera frame, you just need to pull this up. Labels are not visible because if it's visible from any of the side, that means the battery is not properly locked. Here is a space for an extra SD card if you want to store an extra SD card over here. This is the lens cap that you can remove. There are multiple filters available in the market that you can use on top of this. So let's insert the battery into the camera. So while you're inserting the battery, just make sure the orange labels are not visible, because if it's visible from any of the side, that means the battery is not completely locked. So unless you completely lock it, the battery will not work. And also in case of underwater usage, this has to be properly closed so as to not let the water to get into the device. So there are some of the features that you can set up. Basically, here we have the ISO value and the shutter speed. That you can kind of change based on your usage wherever you are using it, because in the normal lighting conditions, when you are using the artificial lighting, you may need to set it for the manual because automatic may not detect the proper colors inside. So here are some more options that we get. This is AWB, that's white balance. You can set it for underwater, custom, just to manually kind of change it from your end, and you can set it to auto. Here is the option for the color, and you can have it normal or design like. Design like is cinematic videos or cinematic color, and there is this DWOP. DWOP is basically a kind of fish eye effect. If you just turn it on, you're going to get that fish eye effect over the objects. So you can see a bit of curve on that box which is there. So you can turn it off and on based on your choice. So if you scroll down the things from top, you're going to see a lot of options out there. So let's talk about the options that we have. The very first option in the settings is the voice control. You can control the camera through your voice as well. There are some predefined commands through which you can start, stop recording, or take a photo, or just shut down the device, or switch the screen to a different one. So here there's also a different way. You can just double tap on the screen to switch the screen. There's a second way of doing that. If you try to swipe up, you will get to see the resolution options. You can choose the resolution out from there, and also the frames per second value as well. Along with this, there is the RockSteady option that you can enable disable from here as well. In 720p, the RockSteady is not available, and also if you go to the extreme left, that's 4K 4:3. In that, we don't have a RockSteady available as well. Leaving these two modes, 4:3 in 4K and 720p, we don't have a RockSteady over there, but in the rest of the modes you can have it. And also, if you have the frame rate beyond 60 in any of the mode, you will only be able to use the RockSteady till the 60 frames. So beyond 60 you may not be able to use it, as you can see on the screen. Here I'm checking for 100 FPS, it's not available. If you swipe from the right side, as we discussed those options before, we have the ISO value, we have the shutter speed. You can just manipulate it if you are kind of recording inside or indoors. There might be a difference between the natural light and artificial light performance. So you can adjust it accordingly the way you want it. There is this option for the format as well, in which you can either choose MOV or MP4 as a format of the video. If you swipe from left, that's basically going to pull your recent videos and photos. Right now I don't have the card inserted, so you can see that warning on top of the card is not there. So on clicking this button, you will be able to choose different modes like video, photo and the custom ones. So from the video you will be able to navigate through different ones like time-lapse and HDR video and all those things. So if we take a look at the body, we could see two buttons on top. The one on right is basically the shutter button that you can use to start or stop the video. The one on left is the power button that you can use to turn on or shut down it. The QS button over here is basically used to switch to modes. You can use it to switch the screen from front to back. You can also use it to change between different modes of video recording. And also, if you have made any custom mode, you can also switch quickly through this button to that mode as well. Here we have different options like time-lapse, hyperlapse and all those things. This is the front-facing display that you can use in case you are vlogging using this camera. And when it comes to the port connectivity, we have the USB cover over here. We can just pull it up and we could see there is a USB Type-C port and a micro SD slot over there. And also, if you are planning to vlog using it, so you will have to connect the external mic, for which you will definitely need to remove this lid and put the adapter over here. The adapter is basically from Sonova, with whom DJI has collaborated to make this one. This adapter comes up with two ports. One is the audio 3.5mm jack and one is the Type-C. So using this connector even, you can use both the functionalities. You can charge your camera and you can use the mic as well. Just at 4K 60 frames per second while the RockSteady is on. Trying to walk around. Walking just at 4K 30 frames per second while the RockSteady is on. (1080p) at 60 frames per second. So that brings us to an end of this informative video. If you like the video, please do subscribe the channel as well, so that you will get notified when I upload such videos in future. Thank you so much for watching this video. Bye bye.